Hello, you lovely people, and welcome to part 2 of our Elimination Chamber breakdown. And before we get into the men's match, we need to talk about you. Yes, you. Because the comments on the last video were absolutely wonderful. First off, Reagan Rich hit us with 3 flushed face emojis. 3, that's not 1 ooh, that's not 2 oohs. That is a full trilogy of emotional confusion, and I appreciate every single one of them. Then Giles came in with 3 beaming face emojis. Pure joy, pure happiness, pure I'm having a lovely time. And honestly, that warms my heart. Thank you. And speaking of lovely people, we've also had a couple of new subscribers join the madness. Dan Harris, welcome aboard, my friend. And Morgan Nam 7. I'm almost certainly butchering that, and I apologize in advance, but welcome to you as well. You're both heroes. Thank you to everyone who comments, likes, subscribes, throws emojis at the screen. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and it means the world. Right! With that love fest out of the way, let's get into the men's Elimination Chamber. And no, I'm not doing a full recap here, because the breakdown is already up on the channel. That's right. A cheap plug. Go watch it. Give it an up. You know the deal. Now, before anyone gets angry in the comments, yes, I know the men's chamber didn't have much story going in. And yes, that is partly because we fast-forwarded through half the calendar like we were skipping cutscenes in a game we've already beaten. Guilty as charged. But here's the thing. The women's chamber still managed to weave in some narrative threads. The men's, they turned up like they'd all been invited to a party, but forgot to ask who else was coming. Thankfully, that hype video did more storytelling in 2 minutes than the build did in 2 months. So maybe, just maybe, the real story starts now as we head into WrestleMania. And look, while the men's chamber didn't exactly arrive with a fully formed storyline under its arm, what it did have was clarity once the bell rang. Because if the women's chamber was confused, the men's chamber had one very clear message. Austin is the guy. Full stop. He survives Cena's barrage. He takes out Gunther. He takes out Cody. That's basically the game tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, pay attention to this one. It's not subtle, but it is effective. I'm good with Austin being the guy, as long as we don't suddenly pretend he's been the chosen one for 6 months. The chamber made him look like a monster, and that's great, but now the story needs to catch up. Give him the spotlight, give him the promos, give him the stakes. Then it works beautifully. But while Austin came out of the chamber looking like the guy, it does raise a pretty big question. Where were all the other guys who should have been in there? Because none of the final 6 from the Rumble made it into this match. This was a huge missed opportunity, like genuinely baffling. You look at the final 6 from the Royal Rumble, and it reads like a who's who of people who should have been in this chamber. Batista had an incredible Rumble run, one of those performances where you go, oh, he's back. LA Knight was on absolute fire. The crowd were ready to lift him into the sky like he was Simba. CM Punk and Bron Breakker were right there in the mix, both with momentum, both with stories you could build on. And Undertaker showing up. That was a moment. A proper, spine-tingling, I can't believe this is happening moment. Any one of them. Literally anyone would have added flavor, stakes, personality, something to chew on. Instead, we got a chamber match that felt completely disconnected from the biggest match we'd just seen. It's not that the chamber was bad, because it wasn't. It's not that the talent inside wasn't great, because they were. It's just, why ignore all that momentum? Why pretend the Rumble didn't happen? It's the kind of decision that makes you tilt your head like a confused dog. Not angry, not upset. Just staring at the screen going, we had all of that, and we used none of it. A strange choice, a very strange choice. The chamber may have swerved the Rumble's final 6, but the WrestleMania main event brings us right back to the story that matters. The Fiend challenging Austin. Honestly, I love this. I really do. Fiend winning the Royal Rumble makes sense. It feels big. It feels chaotic. It feels like the kind of left field supernatural curveball that only the Fiend can throw at the road to WrestleMania. Austin dominating the chamber also makes sense. He looked like the guy, the champion, the centerpiece the whole show is orbiting around. And then you add the real kicker. The Fiend already beat Austin clean a few months ago. Clean! No tricks, no interference, no nonsense. That ties everything together in a way that feels deliberate. It gives the match weight. It gives it stakes. It gives Austin something he hasn't had in months. Doubt. And doubt is where the best wrestling stories live. When the unstoppable champion suddenly remembers the one person who did stop him. When the challenger isn't just a spooky monster. He's the man who already proved he can get the job done. That's tension. That's drama. That's the kind of narrative hook that makes a WrestleMania main event feel like a WrestleMania main event. So yeah, I love this. It's logical, it's layered, and it gives both men something meaningful to fight for. That's all I ever ask! And that's that, my friends. Another breakdown in the bag, another journey through the madness that is WWE2K. Thank you for being wonderful, thank you for watching, and thank you for being you. Go enjoy your day, go enjoy your life, and never forget, wrestling is meant to be fun. See you next time.